Beyond Kayfabe podcast is brought to you in part by Tam Panties, a revolutionary breakthrough in women's sanitary products. Tam Panties are the first pair of women's undergarments with a tampon built right in. Made from Demagicorp's super absorbent chamois cloth material, Tam Panties allow you to go through your day without having to constantly change your sanitary napkins. Worried about that rusty coin smell? No worries. Brad & Co.'s patented pluggable queef filter technology will cover the ungodly odors with scents like jasmine, spring rain, summer wind, pina colada, new vagina, and beef taco. So ladies, quit wasting money on the over-the-counter products, go with the flow, and order a pair of Tam Panties today. This is the best thing that has ever happened to women. Period.
King Dewey. Dewey Foley is a 3-year-old boy. You sick sons of bitches! You ripped out my heart! You took everything I believed in and you flushed it down the damn toilet!
Live from Studio 1500 feet, you're listening to Beyond Kayfabe.
Hey everybody, you're listening to another episode of Beyond Kayfabe, the podcast that takes you between the ropes, behind the curtain, and everywhere and beyond in pro wrestling. I'm Chrispy.
I'm Deebow.
I'm Bubs.
And this is our second episode, gentlemen.
2!
That's right.
Man, we've gotten this far.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you, man. I'm kind of amazed because like that first one was just like, you know, kind of put together at the last second. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But quality was pretty good,
Oh, I agree, man.
and we got a lot of feedback, right?
We got a lot of great feedback. Thank you guys. Thank you all. Thanks to all of you who actually got back to us about the podcast.
Yeah.
That's
Thanks
right.
for listening.
Absolutely,
We love you all.
And
And-
don't stop listening either.
Yeah, for sure. And whether it's positive or negative, fucking just give us your feedback. You know,
Yeah.
No, definitely.
we can take it.
Yep.
Well, sometimes. I mean, if you're too hurtful, I'm just gonna cry like a little bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, don't worry. We got a bunch of tissues for you, Crispy.
Yeah, but just not from your stash, right?
No, not from my stash. Definitely no. Those are all under the bed and they're all wadded up.
Yeah,
already,
don't
so.
use those. They've been on my dick.
Those are the special tissues.
Those are, they're called. I like to call them crusties.
the crusties.
Yeah.
Are those the happy tissues or the sad tissues, my friend?
I think a little bit of both.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
especially after watching a TNA show.
No,
Definitely
shit.
sad.
I would lean towards sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just hope that you use them to wipe your eyes before you use it to wipe your other eye.
I try to do both at the same time. So
Multitasker, man. Good for you.
yeah, man.
God damn it, good for you.
It's that DDP yoga. I'm trying to get my legs over my head. So
That's right, man. He's the king of the diamond cutter and also the king of trying to get your head closer to your crotch.
yeah,
Yep.
he says bang for a reason.
That's right.
So,
So, anyways, so our second show, Dave, why don't you tell everyone what the topic is for tonight?
Tonight we're talking promos.
That's
You know,
right.
promos that made us laugh, cry, get angry,
So,
or made us fall asleep, like most Randy Orton promos.
well, before we get into that, and speaking of Randy Orton, I think we should talk about Raw, especially the Ascension promo this week.
absolutely.
Yeah,
And before we jump right into that, just want to let you guys know that we are recording this on a Thursday. So obviously TNA is happening before, you know, the show's going on before TNA comes on, and obviously SmackDown on Friday. So we're just going to be doing the Raw recap. But Bubs, I'm going to go ahead and throw it to you, man.
Okay, man. Yeah. This week on Raw, if you guys didn't see it, which is a shame because this was by far the best segment on Raw in a very long time.
Yeah.
Almost the entire year, I'd say.
Yeah, really, almost the entire year. You can even go back to a lot of stuff last year. But if you guys didn't watch, they had the Ascension ceremony where they took both the World Heavyweight title and the WWE title and they raised it to the rafters, and it was going to be the last time that we saw both titles on Raw. Well,
Right.
on top of it, they brought out a bunch of past and, you know,
Past, present.
present, future world champions and WWE champions. And I'm telling you guys, I got chills watching this promo.
Oh, it was absolutely great. I mean, it was funny because we were just kind of talking about the storyline last week. And, I mean, you know, obviously I'm going to say it because we're all thinking it, but somebody in that organization must have heard our show because it was almost like everything we addressed, our concerns, was kind of brought up to speed and kind of shaped differently or redone, and like it was actually really good. I got to tell you that, man.
Oh yeah, it was, like I said, it was by far the best segment on Raw in a very long time.
They did something very rare, and they actually sold the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I mean, for people that were unsure about, the John Cena Randy Orton match,
Mm-hmm.
like most of the IWC and Smart Crowd,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even they were fucking singing the praises of this
Yeah.
promo.
Yeah.
Well, I still have my reservations on the pay-per-view, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But
Right.
yeah, was it good for the average fan who doesn't know too much about it? I mean, it's a good enough reason to get it, sure.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. And it's kind of funny because I was actually reading the article that I actually posted on my personal Facebook. I was on yahoosports.com, and one of their writers actually wrote an article about how the WWE was dropping the ball with the whole title versus title.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah,
huh?
it was very interesting, but once again, this is something that we talked about 5 days before, like 3-4 days before.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
about that.
So
We're ahead of the curve. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe by like a couple hours, but we're ahead. And obviously, it was great because when you voice your opinion, you're always kind of feeling like, wow, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but. I mean, the guy pretty much nailed it on the head, exactly what we said.
Right.
The only difference is, we're audio and that was written, and, today's society with ADD and whatnot, you'd rather listen to something than actually read it. So,
right.
And I do like your post where it says, hey, why read when you can just listen?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just go to www.beyondkayfabe.com. Just go back to episode 1. Give it a listen.
I mean, the link is on there. It's not that hard. Just hit the play button.
Right.
It's right on the page there.
Yeah,
Right.
just do it.
Right. But
Back
going
to the show.
Yeah, back to the show, guys. One thing that was really, really shocking about the entire promo was how emotionally driven it actually was. You had a very hot Seattle crowd. That was one of the best crowds that they've had all year long.
Well, I think in general, the Seattle crowd is actually a pretty good crowd.
Right, definitely. And going back to last week's episode, we were sitting here talking about how boring and monotonous Randy Orton can be.
Oh, yeah.
He came out and he really shined.
He picked up the ball.
He picked up the ball. He had intensity. He had emotion. He spoke clearly. And even while the crowd was booing him, he just kept going and going and going, and it ignored the fans, and it just made the fans want to boo him that much more.
Yeah. And, I give Randy Orton a lot of shit, just like I did, 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But the
You
fact
really
that-
let him have it.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is that he went out there and he pretty much shoved it in the fans' face.
Right.
They were just giving him shit the entire time. And the same thing actually goes for Cena.
Yeah.
Who cut a very emotionally driven promo that was,
One of his best.
Yeah,
I would
that-
say.
One of his best in a
easily
while.
one of his best.
Yeah, but my problem with the Cena part was, it was very emotionally driven and very clear, and he got his point across, and he really sold the match. But the one thing that I did not like about that promo was how he cheated, and he was piggybacking off the fact that Daniel Bryan was out there.
Absolutely, yes.
And Seattle is Daniel Bryan's hometown.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's like his adopted. I mean, he's from Aberdeen, but
Right.
Aberdeen and Seattle, it's like, pretty
it's a
much,
suburb.
It's
It's
his
close.
home state.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
his home state, his home crowd, and Cena, as usual, was getting his 50-50, kids and women screaming their heads off
I
in
mean-
favor of him, and then you had the Marks and the IWC crowd, like us, booing their heads off.
Right.
I mean, to say 50-50 is kind of giving Cena too much credit. It was
Right.
more like 90-10.
Yeah, I'm just throwing a fucking
Booze,
number out there, dude.
so-
Why do you gotta fucking...
We're picking hairs here on the podcast.
But-
yeah.
My thing is, he piggybacked on Daniel Bryan's response because Bryan was just getting cheers the entire time.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were chanting Daniel Bryan. Even Mark Henry was trying to shut up the crowd,
Yeah, when
and
he,
he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But
raising his hand, then lowering it, and just
Yeah.
kind of like doing the whole
Right.
I mean, honestly, I wish Cena would have went down the road of, instead of bringing Daniel Bryan into the promo, he should have just pointed to Daniel Bryan and told Orton, if it wasn't for Triple H giving you that title and screwing Bryan over,
Yeah.
Bryan would be the one standing across from me tonight, not you.
Well, I mean, I kind of look at it like he's addressing the elephant in the room.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so rarely do WWE actually address that. The fans, they know we know what's going on. They know
Mhm.
what we want and all this. And it's really not that hard to do it. You just got to get off your ass and fucking make it happen. But
Right.
they were addressing the elephant in the room. But I agree with you that it was kind of he cut a corner,
Mhm.
if you will,
Yeah.
John Cena. But Randy Orton, I mean, again, I'll say it. Did he listen to our show? I think so, because he finally, to a small degree, lived up to that potential. I mean, like, I haven't seen that kind of like heat from a heel in his heat.
Right.
Or excuse me, his heel run in a long time.
Really, since the getting his cheap heat off of Eddie Guerrero's death,
He hasn't gotten
which is disrespectful.
He hasn't gotten that type of a response since his Legend Killer run.
Yeah.
With Mick Foley.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Right, but like me going back to John Cena and him piggybacking off of Daniel Bryan, I know like the WWE, they like to give their little rubs here and there. Like a few years ago with Evan Bourne.
Yeah.
You know, they actually had Evan Bourne go over in a match. He was tag team partners with Cena, but he let Evan Bourne go out there and take over and actually win the match.
Yes.
And get his little rub, and they had a little celebration. Daniel Bryan doesn't need that rub.
No.
He doesn't need that rub. The guy is the hottest wrestler. And I'm saying wrestler, not fucking sports entertainer.
That's right.
He's the hottest wrestler in the business today, worldwide. He's the hottest thing going. And when they do that kind of stuff, it kind of feels like they're insulting our intelligence. It's like, we know this. We don't need you to put Daniel Bryan out there on the forefront. He does it himself. The crowd is doing it for him. You know, you don't need to be getting this cheap babyface heat by pretty much putting him out there on a soapbox.
Which, what I don't understand is, like, 20 years ago, they would exploit the fuck out of the popularity.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, you look at your Hulk Hogan's, you look at your, Steve Austin's, The Rock's. I mean, when a guy catches fire, I mean, my God, they throw anything flammable on that fucking fire to keep it going.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, they're not doing that anymore.
No, they like to do they like to throw gasoline on little fires. Like, let's say, for example, earlier this year with the Fandangoing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they ran with that for like 2-3 weeks, and then they just killed it.
Yeah.
You know.
But do you think it should have gone on longer, or that it went on too long?
It went on too long.
Okay.
They should have just let it let it have its run for its 1 week, and then stop trying to force it down other people's throats.
Well, they did the same thing with Brodus Clay.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, funny enough, I mean, for as stupid of a gimmick as that is, I even marked out when I first saw it because I thought it was hilarious.
And you were on TV on Raw.
Yeah, and I was on TV while, he was jiggling his ass, which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
But,
that's a lot of ass to jiggle, too.
Yeah. But, eventually everybody got sick of it. Now, finally, they're starting to say, okay, let's stop shoving this down everybody's throat. Now they're finally turning him heel.
Well, I got to be honest with you, man. I kind of liked the whole thing for a while. I mean, I think now is a good time to turn him heel. But, I mean, I got to tell you, man, I mean, who didn't like that? I mean, somebody called my mama the dancing. I mean, obviously for a guy of my size, someone bigger than me, obviously being fearless, getting down. I mean, wearing those fucking tights. I mean, my God, he is really not leaving anything to the imagination.
Yeah, well, I can say I've done it myself. Talking to the 2010 Big Bear Chili Cook-Off Mr. Hot Stuff Dance-Off competition winner.
Yep.
Yes. I'll have
ladies,
an autograph.
You're welcome.
Yeah, ladies. I'll give you my number.
That's right.
I'm available for parties. Just hit me up. Hit me up on the Facebook.
Beefcake calendar coming soon.
That's right.
But anyways, back to the show there. I mean, it was a great segment. I do have little small, like, they're not as important notes, but number one, I mean, I thought it would have been cool if JBL was in the ring because obviously he was
a world champion.
A world heavyweight champion.
Longest reigning world champion in SmackDown history.
Yep.
Yeah. And he was a WWE champion. I mean, I get it. He's an announcer. You're doing your thing. But, I mean, that's just something that I thought would have put a little spice on it.
Oh, yeah.
But let's talk about that finish.
Okay.
I mean, it was one of those things where I kind of expected it, but not really because of the way things were going. But when it happened, I got to tell you, man, I thought it was actually well done.
It was.
It was very well done.
Point-to-point precision with, Orton to Punk to, or Triple H to,
Triple H to Punk, Daniel Bryan, and
just the whole cast of characters.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. It was very, very entertaining.
Yeah.
But the one thing I don't like about it was they were doing stuff to make it look like they're trying to set up future storylines, like kind of unrealistic in a way.
Yeah.
Planning possible scenes.
Yeah. It's something I didn't like when like HBK super kicked Daniel Bryan.
But you saw it coming.
Because
they built that earlier with the slammy.
With the slammy,
Yeah.
But there's something that just bugs me about it. I like it. Like I said, it was entertaining, but if it's not setting up for something that's in the future, like let's say Daniel Bryan versus Shawn Michaels at Mania,
Yeah.
then I kind of don't want to see it.
I just want to kind of correct you there one bit. Sean super kicked CM Punk,
And then Bryan ran with the knee. That's right.
And
Excuse me.
And then Randy Orton tried to RKO Bryan, and Bryan pushed him into Stephanie.
Oh, okay. That's
So-
right. Whatever.
Yeah, gave her the old twat smack, I guess.
A kick to the cunt.
Now that incident there and the whole thing, you know, obviously you close the show with, was it? I don't know if Michaels was there, but definitely Triple H, John Cena,
Stephanie.
hovered over Stephanie, and then Randy Orton to the side, because Randy Orton got the pedigree.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you kind of look. Now, here's a concern that I have. I actually was thinking about this the other day. What if, and I'm kind of stretching here, but just bear with me. What if this whole, like, possible separation, like Randy Orton and the Ascension, is all part of a plan?
Yeah.
I'll throw the Joker. It's all part of a plan.
It's all part of a plan.
You know what I mean? Because it just feels like, because those kind of storylines, they always get you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, I should have seen it coming. Maybe I did see it coming, but this time, you know, me being a smarter fan, I just can't help but think that's a possibility. You know what I mean? Like, because it just seems like, without saying it, you can feel that tension.
Right.
You know, we just talked about it. Cena is the face of the company. Why not make it official? Randy Orton playing the heel. So, of course, jealousy is part of that heel heat. So, I mean, it could just be a major screw job in a sense, or not really, but like to the fans thinking that, you know, this could happen.
And kind of going to what you're saying, like, you know, they kind of planted a little seed. I don't know if a whole lot of people caught onto it, but when Stephanie, Cena, Kane, and Triple H were standing there, they kind of panned back to Randy Orton when he was laying under the bottom turnbuckle with his hands over his head. He looked at Triple H, and I don't know if you guys saw it, but he said, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
Did you guys catch that?
You talking about Randy Orton?
Randy Orton. Yeah. He was laying there on his back, and he's looked at Triple H, and he's like, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
So
I didn't catch it, but now that you bring it up, I mean, yeah.
Well, they're either foreshadowing a screw job, or maybe they're foreshadowing Cena turning heel, which was the major point that people were trying to, like, were pointing at with that whole image of kind of Cena looking concerned for Stephanie at the end of that promo, and
right.
you know, where he was kind of bunched up with the whole McMahon group, and you know,
which again, just to kind of go back to the last show, I thought that would be the best possible finish to that match that you can do.
Right, is to turn John Cena heel.
Right. And you know what? We didn't really cover it, maybe just briefly, but you don't have to turn. Who's the guy? Fuck, I'm trying to blank here. God damn it. Orton. Sorry. Wow.
Come on,
so
man.
Weird. I know.
Come on,
I'm
man.
dropping the ball. Oh, there it is. Picked up.
You got it.
Yeah. Well, I almost fumbled it there. Almost. It was like the Raiders there. I got it.
Come on, dude. Soft hands.
Soft hands.
Concentration, not strength.
You don't have to turn Orton face.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You could just, like I said, just take him out. You know what I mean? And you know, do the thing. But I really think that's the best move. Again, you know, we talked about they're going to do like, we talked about how they're going to grab the opposite titles.
Right.
I'm starting to think that maybe.
Well,
maybe not. Maybe they're going to actually just do the one champion and.
I think they pretty much eliminated that scenario with them saying that this is the last time we're going to see both titles in the same ring on Raw.
Right, but remember, ironclad contract.
Yeah,
ironclad contract.
They, you know,
I know, but they seem to be hammering that point to me to where I was thinking that maybe they were going to introduce a new title, but it looks like maybe they're just going to pick one title. I don't know, but
just you know what? Yeah. If that's the case, I would say, I mean, they just created that new WWE title. It'd be kind of foolish not to use it.
Yeah, well, they kind of did that with the Attitude Era wing belt. I mean, Steve Austin had it for how long?
Maybe a couple months.
And then they just let him come out with his Smoking Skull title.
I thought that they gave him the new belt that Monday night after the WrestleMania.
They did, and then after a few months, he just started carrying the Smoking Skull belt.
Yeah.
Okay. I got.
He actually got hurt.
Yeah.
In that Monday night promo, he went to stun Vince, and the belt popped up, hit him in the chin, and he had to go get like 15 stitches.
Which would explain probably the reason why they brought out the Smoking Skull. Yeah.
I love that belt still. I love that belt.
we had a discussion on it,
Attitude
and
Angle.
I got to tell you, man, after thinking about it, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
It's not a bad belt.
Yeah.
So, anyways, again, it's kind of actually really weird to say, but Raw was really good. I mean, the rest of the show with the Slammies was all right,
it was terrible.
But that finish, though, I mean, going into a pay-per-view was a strong finish.
Yeah, definitely.
And again, we haven't seen SmackDown yet, so hopefully they continue that and it goes strong.
Mhm.
And who knows? I mean, like I said, I'm still on the fence about ordering the pay-per-view, but so far, it wouldn't be a bad, purchase.
No.
But like I said, I don't know. I'm still 50-50 on.
Yeah, I'm still 50-50. Like, there was a lot, like I said, that promo sold me. Like, not so much on the actual match itself, but just the storyline. It sold me on the storyline. But I don't know if it's enough to make me want to watch. I'm still a little bit on the fence about the undercard because I don't like how
it's not too strong.
They've
of
got
a card,
2 3-on-1 matches, and I don't know. It's not strong at all.
Well, really quick before we get to the discussion of the night here, we kind of haven't really addressed it, but it is a TLC match.
It is a TLC match.
And Orton is so injury prone.
Yeah.
So maybe what I'm saying is a possibility in reality, like not necessarily storyline, but he could get hurt and hurt really bad.
Yeah, well, you could say the same for Cena too. I mean, Cena's
well,
very
look,
injury
hold on a
prone.
second, because I kind of came off because I was smiling when I said that. No,
You were. You sick fuck.
Right? But I don't wish that he gets hurt. Obviously, realistically, I don't like him, but I don't want him. He's trying to feed his family, he's trying to do his thing.
Right.
Yada yada yada. Anyways, but he's very, injury prone, and you got tables, you got ladders, you got chairs. Obviously, the concept of the match.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's never been in one.
Has he?
I don't think Randy Orton's been in a
John
TLC
Cena has
match.
been in at least one that I can think of with Edge.
Right.
So
Money in the Bank too, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
Orton's been in Money in the Bank matches, but like
It's-
as far as going through tables and stuff, and
He's
all
never
that,
really done it.
He's hasn't really done that.
Okay.
So that could be, and again, obviously somebody listened to us in WWE, so just something to think about, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, anyways, moving on here. Yeah, there's that.
Classy here on
Yeah.
Beyond Kayfabe.
Kind of surprised that we didn't burp on the first one.
I think we were.
I think you did actually.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll make it a regular segment. We'll just have a belching contest. It'll
There's
be
a little-
it'll,
We-
it'll
we
be
got-
like
we got-
it'll be like Homer versus Jay Sherman.
Yeah, we even got the statue here.
Yeah.
So.
Wait a minute. No. Okay, I thought I had it. So, tonight's discussion, promos, which we sort of kind of addressed on the last show.
Mm-hmm.
And, after we, just a little insight here beyond the Beyond show,
Yes,
we like
sir.
to kind of sit down and talk about what we're going to cover. And promos came up, and, God damn it, promo, the lost art of the promo.
Yes.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you can usually tell, for the most part, who's going to be the next superstar.
Mm-hmm.
The promo is the insight to the mind of the character, the person.
Yes, sir.
And I don't know about you guys, but all day today, it's all in here.
Right.
And I'm pointing to my head,
Which one?
the top head,
Oh, okay.
which again could be either one. My cranium, right here, with my hair.
The one with the brain in it.
I can't say enough. I mean, the one with the hair on it, the one with the veins, it's just really,
Yeah.
So I made a list here, and we were talking about how we wanted to do this. So I think the free-for-all kind of just whatever status is going to come into play. So, Bubba, do you want to start this off? Talk about promos?
Yeah, sure, man.
Now, are we going to do are we going to break it down? Like, we're going to say this is a good promo, this is a bad promo. I mean, how do you want to do it?
Let's just go free for all.
Let's just wing it.
Let's just wing it.
Let's just fucking bareback
Let's
this
just- yeah,
bitch.
let's do this.
All right, go for it, man.
For me, the art of the promo, it's supposed to serve two purposes. One is to hype your match, and the second one is to make your character believable.
Absolutely, yes.
There's a whole lot of guys in the WWE now that don't really have it. There's a few exceptions like CM Punk, and one of my favorite promos of all time, and it's of recent memory, is CM Punk's first pipe bomb. I remember watching that episode of Raw, and it was just kind of dragging, and it was kind of slow, and then I remember Cena was fighting, was it Del Rio?
No, I think he fought R-Truth
Yes, it was
in a tables match.
Yeah, it was R-Truth in a tables match. And towards the end of the match, yeah, what's up?
boring. No, I said boring.
Oh, boring.
What's
Yeah.
up? It was
What's
boring.
Up?
That's
It's
what it
fucking
was. Yeah. Even for a
boring.
fucking table match, it was like
Exactly,
God.
and that's what we were pretty much all thinking. What's up with this? Oh, it's fucking boring. And then Punk just comes out of nowhere, wearing, of all things, a Stone Cold Steve Austin T-shirt.
A Stone Cold University T-shirt. I think.
I believe, yeah, it was
No,
one.
it was the recent Stone Cold shirt that came out that has the skull on it, and it says Stone Cold, and it says
okay.
stomping mud holes and walking them dry.
But he comes out and he does his thing, and then he walks back up to the top of the stage, and he turns around, and watching CM Punk up to this point, he was kind of floundering. He was stuck in this whole new Nexus thing, and you could just tell by his performance that he was just frustrated, just leading up to this. Well, back to the promo. He goes to the top of the stage, and then he sits down. I mean, how many wrestlers have you ever seen sit down during a promo?
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
Just a real fuck you on top of that.
Exactly. Just a huge, big fucking middle finger into the face of Vince McMahon. And given that this promo was a work shoot, he came off just unbelievably believable. And he was out there airing his real grievances. We were sitting there watching it, and he's talking about how he's going to leave with the WWE title. And he was sitting there and he was talking about, when I leave, I may go back to New Japan Wrestling. And I remember watching it with Dave, and we looked in each other's eyes, and we could just start thinking to ourselves, please mention Ring of Honor. Please mention Ring of Honor. Please mention Ring of Honor. And then he's like, hell, I might go back to Ring of Honor. And me and Dave, we just popped big time.
We lost it
when he said that. And then
one of the elements why you thought it was real, because it's like, I can't believe Vince would allow, because Ring of Honor is not done. It is still going strong. And so is New Japan.
Sort of.
Well,
really.
It's still in existence.
Yes.
It's not like he's, if you mention like a company, like if you said TNA, obviously it's like, okay, this is,
right.
They don't give a shit. But I mean, really surprised.
Right. And then he kept going on about how frustrated he was, how he was sick and tired. And he started going off about how the WWE is a $1 million company and Vince McMahon could make billions. And then him coming out and actually calling out guys like John Laurinaitis, saying that he's a nonsensical douchebag yes man.
That's what everybody says.
Definitely.
Even people not related to the industry.
Right.
People that work at Starbucks will say the same thing about John Laurinaitis.
Oh, definitely.
And then calling Stephanie stupid and Triple H the doofus son-in-law.
And then saying the company would be better when Vince McMahon is dead.
Yeah.
Oh, God. It was just one of the most emotionally driven promos I've ever watched. And
boy, did he call that with Stephanie and Triple H.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
He just, man.
Yeah. Once again, saying something that we already all knew, but never really brought to life on TV.
Yeah. And since we mentioned Stone Cold with the whole Stone Cold shirt, I have to say, in the background while we're talking, we have a Stone Cold DVD going. And right now it's the 96 King of the Ring
Which
match
we all know
finals.
what that is.
And for me, the holy grail of all promos, it was quick. It was just perfect. It was the Austin 316 promo.
Oh, hell yeah. Dude.
Yes.
I mean, it had everything. He just threw as much emotion into it as possible. It had the catchphrases.
Yep.
It was perfect. In my opinion.
Do you think we should do a sing along with this, guys? Because I'm pretty sure we all know this by heart.
Well, we could. That's the great thing is we could. But let me throw this point out there. I mean, obviously, for those that know the backstory, we know that Austin legitimately got hurt. He had to go to the hospital. He comes back.
Yeah.
Michael P.S. Hayes, who basically was doing the whole Doc Hendricks bullshit, but telling Austin how Roberts cut a religious promo, and then Steve on the fucking spot, knowing that he was going to go with the Austin 316. And I mean, it was just like Dave said, man, so well done. It was the perfect use of wordage. Now that's going to come across a lot in some of these promos we're going to talk about, but the right timing, the right words, and I mean, selling it. And that, I don't think it was the birth of Austin 316 for sure, but I don't agree with a lot of people that say that's where Austin really took off. I mean, Austin took off years before that, but the 316, I mean, to this day, it's still, if they brought back those shirts, like the old school tradition, like retro it or whatever,
Right.
I'm sure that they would sell like hotcakes.
Oh, yeah.
Because we all had one.
Yeah, I was actually listening to Steve Austin's podcast, and
Hey, you dropped something there.
yeah, I picked him up.
God, I love that.
It's a genius line, man. Genius line.
I know, man.
But they asked, I think it was Daniel Bryan asked him how many units he actually sold of that shirt.
It was the Colt Cabana.
The Colt Cabana
episode, which I would say go listen to that after you listen to us.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And
another plug there, but it's Colt Cabana. God bless him.
yeah, we love you, Colt. Please listen to our podcast.
That's right.
Yep.
But he asked Austin how many units he actually sold, and it was something like 82 million units.
No, it wasn't that high.
It wasn't that high?
No.
I swear he
No,
said
that seems actually good. I mean, like,
No, in actuality,
total since it came out to like now.
the total, if I remember correctly, it was in the late. It was like a little bit below 1 million. But when it comes to T-shirts, that is actually a real high number. Nobody has even came close to that.
Right.
Cena hasn't. Rock hasn't. Nobody.
Well, the Beyond Kayfabe shirts, we haven't officially counted the numbers yet, but
Yeah,
I got to tell
we're
you,
gonna
we
get
got to be
close.
up there in the hundreds for sure
Yeah.
right now.
But going back to the Austin 316 shirt, this shirt was born off of something that was said in a promo.
Yep.
It was something that was said in a promo. They put Austin 316 on a T-shirt, and look what it did.
Yep.
I think it was one of the first. I don't know.
It was
Yeah.
his first shirt.
No, I mean one of the first times like a statement in a promo became a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Well, I mean Hulkamania
Hulkamania,
was it's a little different, but
That-
They
That's not-
never
that's
put like 24-inch pythons.
exactly.
That wasn't
Nice
really
one there, sir.
Cheers.
that wasn't really a promo. Hulkamania was just it was more of a
It was an idea.
it was a
concept.
It was a concept. There you go.
Like Christianity.
And leave it to Steve Austin, a guy who they did not know what to do with
Yeah.
to make it happen.
Yeah.
I think the best part about that is actually the idea for the T-shirt actually was Steve Austin's idea.
Yeah, it was.
So-
He said that he created all of his T-shirts.
Yeah.
Everything that was his design, he just gave people the direction they created it, but it was
Yeah.
all from his brain. So
Yeah.
And if you didn't get it right, he would stun the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
multiple times.
God damn it, that's not right, son.
And then he would drink beer. And,
No, he didn't drink beer. He would drink Steve Weisers.
yeah.
Get
Wait.
it right, Dave.
He didn't drink him, he just poured him down his throat.
And then let it run down his chest.
God
Yeah.
damn, man.
God, it's
You
almost-
see,
it's like
he's
gay
all
wrestling
that
porn.
fucking beer soaking into his shirt.
Oh God.
Oh man, I mean, he had so much beer on his shirts that the washing machine became drunk. That's how that's how much beer he had on his shirts. I totally fucked up the washing machine.
Yeah.
But again, here we go. The wonderful segues. God bless him. Steve Austin. I'm going to throw this one out there. This is my personal number one greatest promo of all time for many reasons, but just jump right into it. It's the Steve Austin. That's Somebody Else, baby, from the
Oh,
ECW
yes.
TV 1995. Man,
Mhm.
this promo was the moment that I realized how big Steve Austin could get.
Yeah.
I knew he was a great wrestler because his matches with Steamboat in 94 in WCW are fucking amazing.
All-time classics.
Absolutely, man. You know what I mean? And his run with Pillman as the Hollywood Blondes. I mean,
Yep.
what a time to be a wrestling fan in the 90s for sure.
Who also had great segments. Hollywood Blondes.
There you
Remember
go.
Flair for the Old?
Flair for the old.
Still
man.
one of
Holy
my
shit.
funniest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, you know, really quick, if you don't have the Brian Pillman DVD, then fucking buy it because it is a gem in any collector's collection for sure. But this promo, man, and I mean, it had so much heart because it was true. I mean, they were in a fucking basement in a fucking hotel in New York. It was like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. They were doing all the promos because that's how fucking Paul Heyman ran ECW.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Austin's turn, and he was just like, well, son, I don't know what to say, you know? And let's just fucking be honest. And then he went up there. It starts off kind of slow.
Mhm.
I'll give you that. But as soon as he started talking about, like, oh, I got this idea for Macho Man, it was like, oh, it's not for you, baby. Dusty Rhodes, man, God bless him. I loved him, but when I heard that, I was kind of like,
What an asshole.
I was like, yeah, kind of what a douche, you know?
It was the original pipe bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, it
So,
was.
honestly, that's
So,
the truth.
I got to throw that out there, man. That's one of my favorites,
I
man.
mean, if we're going to talk about Austin's ECW promos, I mean, I quoted a few days ago on my Facebook the Monday Night Quill.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
We're the big boys playing with each other.
Yeah, you know, if you just want a good laugh, just watch that
Yeah.
because it's just Austin at his like comedy best.
Yeah.
What do you have, like bongo and
Yeah,
Well, even like the promo that followed the "Nah, baby, that's for somebody else." the promo that followed that one, when he came back and he had like the short, like Bruce Willis haircut,
the Pulp Fiction style,
Pulp Fiction style haircut that he had. You know, that's when he really got into what happened to him at WCW.
Yeah.
And, you know, him saying that, you know, Bischoff fired him over the phone and I was supposed to go into this thing with Harley Race, but none of that shit ever happened.
Well, I think the Harley Race thing was Brian Pillman. That's when they were going to start the Hollywood Blondes, is that he was coming off of that shitty superstar run that he did.
Yeah.
And he was talking to Dusty, and they're like, we're going to put you with Harley Race, and here comes Pillman. Oh, guess what? We're a tag team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's where it was, though.
Yeah, but he mentioned that in the promo.
Yeah.
That promo. You know, he mentioned it because, you know, that's a huge turning point in Steve Austin's career right there.
Well, that's a huge burn for him, because Harley Race is, God bless him, man. He's one of the greats.
He's the king.
Well,
not really, but that's what they like to call him.
Yeah.
That was WWE trying to bury fucking NWA with that whole god awful King Harley Race with that fucking bad blonde perm and god damn, man,
beer gut hanging over his tights.
Well, but that's been Harley Race's thing. He's always had the gut, the tattoos, the cutting mutton chops and everything. I mean, that's anyways. But yeah, it's fucking great promo, man.
Yeah, definitely.
So. Everyone. Okay, so I guess back to you, Bubba. You want to throw another one out there? You want to? I guess we kind of been talking about wrestlers, and you know, I mean, if you have a fucking promo based on the wrestler, throw it out there, man.
Right. Well, I'm actually going to jump back to CM Punk because,
of course,
I'm a mark, dude. Give me a fucking break. Huge mark. I don't give a fuck. CM Punk is him and Bryan are the best right now. There's no arguing that.
Well, yeah, that's true.
But I'm actually gonna diss CM Punk a little bit right here. You know, after the original pipe bomb, he started doing a succession of promos afterwards, which not a lot of people have heard, except for people who followed him in the Indies and ROH. He was coming out and pretty much repeating everything that he was saying in his ROH run. But
that's a pretty common practice because, granted, you know, I got nothing against Ring of Honor. I mean, I wish it had a nationally televised show. I would follow it and whatnot, but it's kind of the Indies.
It is the Indies.
It is the
Indies. It's the king of the Indies.
All right, well, fuck me trying to be polite there. But, okay, yeah.
Fuck you, dude. Fuck you.
Well, if I can correct you, PWG is the king of the Indies.
That's very true. I'll shut up now.
They only have one show every month and a half, but goddamn it, it's the best 4 hours of wrestling you will see ever.
By the way, PWG, they have great promos promoting upcoming shows.
Yeah.
And when I'll touch on it right now, when Paul London and Bryan Danielson, not Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, they were in a tag team, and they were called the Hybrid Dolphins.
What is that for real?
It's for real, man. You go on YouTube and search up Bryan Danielson, Paul London, Hybrid Dolphins. You're sitting there watching it, and you can tell that both of them, they've been hitting the devil's lettuce pretty hard that day.
The devil's
lettuce, man. And Paul London just starts going on this rant about how the two wrestlers are creating a buzz. And they start doing this thing where they're like, we want everybody in the crowd to start making a buzz noise. And they just start going, bzzz. And then Bryan Danielson, loses it laughing. And they're like, we're going to come in and sting you like a dolphin would. And
what the fuck?
It is the funniest stoner promo you'll ever watch in your life. And it's from PWG. So please, if you've never seen it, go to YouTube and definitely watch it.
And if you can, make it in your budget to actually go to one of their shows. So. Yeah.
Free marketing for Pro Wrestling Guerrilla.
We love Pro Wrestling Guerrilla.
We love them. We love you guys.
I mean, if you want to kick us some free tickets, for helping promote you guys, we love you. Yeah. Huge fans.
Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, not a sponsor.
Yeah.
But they should be.
They should be. That's
they
right.
definitely should be.
Anyways, meanwhile, in what I was saying earlier, because I almost forgot, but I just remembered. When you're in the Indies and you cut these promos, it's like a band that hasn't been found. Thank you.
Discovered.
And they're playing their songs, and they're not quite there, but they're getting there.
Right.
And then they finally get to the point where they're perfect, and then now, when the world is watching, that's when you want to do it.
Yeah.
do you kind of feel like maybe that was the sense where it was like you're working on these promos and you have the time to actually really pick it apart, get it together, practice it? Because once you get to WWE, you know, the majors, if you will, then you have to basically, it's hit or miss. Like you knock it out of the park or you fucking go back to the minors and you stay in the minors for a long time.
Well, I definitely think that the Indies is a place where you really try to hone your craft.
Absolutely.
And it's where you really practice. But, you know, for me, just my personal preference, it was, you know, it was kind of cheating. But, you know, he did do some pretty good stuff after the pipe bomb. Like, I really love the one where he was in the ring with Cena when they were doing the contract signing. And he calls them the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
I thought that was very
and he
creative.
slaps the shit
Yeah,
out
he
of him.
slaps the shit out of him.
Oh,
I love that. But, you know, he kind of took a little bit of his ROH stuff. But, you know, he's bringing it to a broader audience, I suppose.
Can I just put my thought into you with this one?
Well, what are you going to use to put it in me?
It's ladies' night, so it's your choice.
Okay.
Are you kind of bummed about it, or you don't really, because you just think CM Punk is better than that? And that he can create so many great promos if he tried.
That's exactly what it is. It kind of bummed me out because I know he can go somewhere else with it.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think he is restricted on some of the stuff he can say. Like, when, you know, you were mentioning about honing your craft in the Indies.
Yeah.
Honestly, some of Punk's best promos were on the Indies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one that he cut against Raven.
When they were walking down the stairs with Lucy and Colt Cabana.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
great promo, dude.
You know,
absolutely.
He just ripped into Raven about just Raven getting everything that he wanted and just fucking
pissing it away.
And he was covered in blood.
Yeah.
And just, it was so emotional and just so perfect.
Yeah, and he talked about how he would have to become this monster.
Yeah.
And he was going to kill the monsters that preceded him.
Yeah.
And
because he was the only monster in town.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, and the one thing I really liked about it is he screamed the last three lines. He's like, because I am true. This is real. And he held up his knuckles that say drug free. And then he looks right in the camera with fury in his eyes and blood pouring down his face. And he yells, this is straight edge. And like it gives you chills when you see it.
Straight edge is kind of a cheap heat.
Yeah, well,
you know,
that was his character though.
Well, that's his thing. That's what he does.
That's not a character. He lives it.
He lives it. Yeah.
So.
Although I did like the feud he had really quick. The feud we had with Jericho with the whole CM drunk and all this shit.
I didn't like that.
That was terrible.
You didn't think so?
I hated those promos, man.
Because I mean, well, okay, hold on a second. Maybe I should explain. I like them because it's like you're really kind of drawing at something you don't have to. It's such an easy way out.
Right.
It's like it's so good because it's so bad.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that.
Because sometimes I know my problem is I don't really explain something too well. So I'm like, wait. Let me just kind of dive into it deeper. And you're like, oh, okay, I see what I'm saying. But
right.
CM drunk and shit.
Yeah. And what do you got for us, Chrispy, man?
What do I got here? Well, how about this? What if I just throw out some promos and just cover it like a few points and then move on? And then if you have a promo based on that wrestler that you want to throw out, then you just go ahead and throw it. So let me see here. I got this list. You know,
I got a water bottle.
That's not your water bottle.
I know.
I don't got anything to shake.
Oh, that's not true, man.
Shake your belly, man. Give us a belly shake. Yeah, there we
He
go.
did. He's doing it. He's doing it. All right. Let me see here. Okay, I got a couple of Undertaker ones here. So, Jesus, which one? Because they're both good. Well, we talked about the Hulkamania's Dead one from Survivor Series last show, so I'll pick this one here. Definitely one of my top 5. Undertaker's Merry Christmas Yokozuna from WWF Superstars 93.
One of the funniest closing lines of a promo ever.
And for those of you that don't know, and shame on you if you don't.
For shame.
It was the build to the Royal Rumble, the casket match. WWE Championship, Yokozuna and Undertaker.
Double wide.
Obviously, the feud the seeds were planted a little bit before Survivor Series when Taker joined the All-Americans. And then during the match, you can see that they were building Yoko and Taker. But these promos, and it's the whole series of promos, where he's building the double wide, double deep casket.
That's how I like my pizza.
And he's... For sure, right?
Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I got to stop and say I totally agree with you.
All right, continue on, sir.
And he's in the funeral parlor, and it's fucking like it's daytime, but it's like cloudy as shit. It's eerie looking for the day, and it's so cold that you can see his breath coming out as he's driving the nails. And the last promo, this is the one that this is the Merry Christmas one, where he's putting the last pieces of wood. and he's nailing it down. He's just like, "Merry Christmas, Yokozuna." Ho, ho, ho. Yeah. Ho. Yeah, man. I mean,
fucking
classic,
awesome.
Dude. I mean,
Awesome.
that was the one where I literally, as a kid, shouted out, like, "Mom, we gotta watch the Rumble. This is gonna be epic. Someone's gonna die." You know what I mean? And you just thought, like, there's no way they're gonna throw fucking Taker into that big ass casket. But again, you're a kid, you don't know any better, yada yada yada.
Well, and with Taker promos, like, I don't remember exactly where it's from, but I remember it from WWF The Music Volume 2 is the Spirit of the Undertaker promo. The Spirit of the Undertaker.
Yeah, he cut that promo. It was pre-taped, obviously.
Right.
It was after he got put in the casket.
By Yokozuna.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it sends chills down your spine, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
I mean, since we're talking The Undertaker, I don't have a specific promo of The Undertaker, but the ones I loved with him, which I thought were some of his best, were the build-up to WrestleMania 14.
Yeah.
Where he would, was yelling at Kane and...
Brother versus brother, yeah.
Where he would walk through the fires of hell to face you. Just some of the best imagery, just super dark, and it was,
It's intense.
It was very intense.
And
some of the best build-up, too.
For sure, man.
And there, and let's go. Let's switch it over to somebody else, and I'm actually gonna let Chrispy take this one. But you can't have a promo conversation without Jake the Snake Roberts.
Jake the Snake Roberts. I mean, I talked about him last time. Definitely one of the guys that got me into wrestling. The man had probably the greatest mind when it came to promos. I mean, the proper combination of dark, sinister, kind of like you really didn't know.
Yeah.
If he was playing a character, if he was being himself. And a lot of these guys, like Dean Ambrose, when he was John Moxley, let's just throw that out there. Even as Dean Ambrose, these dark, I guess we were talking about it almost like Joker-like, kind of crazy that he does. Obviously, that's derived from Jake the Snake Roberts.
Oh, definitely.
For sure, man.
Definitely.
Some of the best promos that are dark and heavy are from Jake the Snake. And I got him here on my list.
Yes, sir.
So many great ones, but how can you not address the WrestleMania 6 promo with Ted DiBiase? It's your turn to grumble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was the $1 million belt, which again, to this day, why the fuck not?
Yeah, why not?
Why the fuck not?
Fuck it. Shit, man. Fuck it.
It was and I'm doing that in the air, title fight. But his promo was so good, man, because DiBiase's character, bringing kids and adults into the ring, making them do just humiliating acts for money, embarrassing them, and now Jake was like the people's champ in a sense. Now it's your time. It's your turn to do this, and I'm going to humiliate you, and I'm going to really, money can't save you from this one.
Yeah.
And how ironic that it's going to be your own money that you grumble for.
Yeah. And what was the famous line? C notes.
No, that was.
Or was that something else?
That was Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, okay, that's
which
right.
I'll get to in a second.
We'll talk about that too.
If I remember correctly, it was, "You will wallow in the muck of avarice."
Yes. It was.
And then, Mean Gene has his line after that. Longfellow couldn't have said it better himself, or something like that.
Dave, God bless you, man, because you nailed that.
Nice pull, brother.
Well, absolutely. You can't see it here on the show, but I'm giving him a 2 on that one.
Yes, sir.
On the chocolate.
I mean, when he says "wallow in the muck of avarice," he just gets this really deep voice going.
Yeah.
I mean, it sends chills down my spine.
Yeah.
That's where the Raven character got the quotes from.
Yeah.
Was Jake, because Jake was the originator.
Yeah, one of my favorite Jake the Snake lines. I'm probably gonna butcher it here, but what was the old WWF talk show that they did at night? You remember?
Oh, Tuesday Night
Night Titans.
Which, by the way, gentlemen, in the WWE, if you're listening, please bring that back.
Bring it
back. And don't change it. Don't modernize it. Just, I know that, Lord Alfred Hayes is dead and Gorilla's dead and everything like that, but just bring it back.
Hire Matt Stryker to host it.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, but going back to it, man, like
Tuesday Night
Titans, Jake the Snake Roberts being interviewed, and I don't remember the storyline or anything, but it's on the DVD. He's got this cold look in his face, and he's like, "You can come out here and yell and scream and act foolish, but if you speak silently, everybody will listen to you."
Oh, it was in a storyline. He was just drunk.
Yeah, probably.
He was inebriated. He had did the whole 6-pack before the show.
Yeah, or he took Iron Sheik's cocaine.
Fucking bullshit.
He only
Big
gave me a
bottle of
little
Coke.
coke.
Big bottle of Coke.
Jake the Snake. God bless him.
God
Love
bless
dude.
him.
Didn't they have the wrestling buddy of Jake the Snake?
Yes, they
And he
did.
had the snake around?
He did.
Classic.
It was awesome.
All right, let's just go ahead and jump to it because it was brought up. Ultimate Warrior. Now, before the fans or the listeners, well, same thing, I guess.
Both.
Yeah, hopefully.
Listeners.
Yeah, the people. Before you guys bring it up, yes, I am aware that I did not mention the promo. We talked about the WrestleMania, like, crash the plane or whatever. And, yeah, I know. I realize that after the fact. But
shit.
we can do an entire show just based on that promo.
Yes, we can.
Absolutely, no problem. But the one that I want to bring up is the Dollars Do Not Buy Desire from the main event in 1990 when he was feuding with, again, Ted DiBiase.
Yes, sir.
Big name in the fucking 90s and late 80s. The reason why this promo should be on the list of some of the greatest is because for a wrestler like Ultimate Warrior, who barely got through his matches,
Yes.
he delivered one of the cleanest, fucking best promos. Did not stutter, did not, he used the wordage. We talked about this earlier.
Yes, sir.
He used the right words. Dollars do not buy desire. C notes do not measure the heart of a champion.
Yeah, there we go.
What are you willing to sacrifice
That's
to
right.
become the champion? You know what I mean?
Classic Warrior.
Just fucking classic.
Yeah, but then he also tails off and has his little
Right.
off the wall floating through the veins.
Well, that's what you love about Warrior, is
Yeah.
that he's just so fucking out there. But, like, I don't know if we mentioned it last week, but you gotta love about Warrior, he preaches.
Yes,
I mean, he
we
lives
did-
by
we
what
did
he
talk
we
about
did
that,
touch
yeah.
upon that.
Yeah, he lives by what he
I'm going
preaches.
to touch upon myself later on.
So,
Yeah,
no
Warrior!
matter how crazy, no matter how idiotic it sounds. So,
Right.
I mean, but the WrestleMania, but I forgot a promo that's actually a train wreck too, really quick about the Warrior, was his SummerSlam 92 promo with Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
Where he's in front of the Big Ben kind of backdrop, and he's wearing that fucking singlet
Oh,
of
God.
muscles.
That was terrible.
What the fuck is going
Yeah.
on?
That's one of the worst wrestling outfits you'll ever see on television. You have a guy who's just pumped up out of his mind. He's already cut up, and the motherfucker's wearing a skin tone singlet with muscles fucking airbrushed onto it.
yeah.
Terrible.
I know, man.
Just awful.
That's when he kind of came back after being like, the whole stick-up job and everything. And I guess he didn't go to the gym religiously, and he had that bad fucking perm and just
Well, according to
the ultimate mess is what he was.
according to the rumor when we were kids, he was dead,
He was
and
dead.
that was a new guy playing
Yeah.
Ultimate Warrior.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I
So-
remember. Yeah, I remember that
Yeah.
for sure. That he had died, and then they brought somebody else back, and it kind of looked like him. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish that was true because at least it would have been a solid explanation.
Oh,
For
definitely.
the job. So, gentlemen, unfortunately, it looks like we're kind of running out of time here. So, do you want me to just finish off my list here? Just kind of throw them out
Yeah.
there, talk about great promos.
Throw him out there, man.
Let's talk about the Fat Man himself, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Oh, Bibbith.
How
Nah,
many
baby.
fucking promos that this guy dropped that were awesome? But you have to go with the Hard Times from Mid-Atlantic
Yeah.
Wrestling TV,
Wine and
1985.
dine with kings and queens.
The build-up to Starrcade 85, The Gathering, man.
Mhm.
I mean, just absolutely, man. Hard Times. I mean, the guy, one of the first people's champion.
Yes, sir.
He was like Johnny Cash spoke for the poor and for the troubled and whatnot. He was the wrestling equivalent.
He was definitely a representative of blue collar working men like ourselves, and he really let that shine during his promos.
Absolutely. God bless the American Dream.
Love you, Dusty.
Same era there. Let's talk about Ric Flair. I mean, my God, how many?
Woo!
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 There it is, man. Can't do Ric Flair without doing the woos.
No,
there.
you can't. I was trying not to, but
This one, again, I might have a lot of people disagree with me as one. It's not the best, but it's one of the best. One of my favorites. And again, these titles, they're not the official titles of the promo. This is how I remember them.
Mhm.
This is the Royal Rumble 92.
Yeah.
This is the greatest moment of my life promo.
yep,
And I got to say, dude, Royal Rumble 92 is probably one of the best of all time.
one of the best.
It's a who's who of professional wrestling, and it's for the belt.
Yes, sir.
That horrible Tuesday in Texas finish with Hogan and Undertaker
Yep.
led to this.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Even the main card was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't bad
You
at
know,
all.
Oriental Express, the Rockers, Piper wins the title over the Mountie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, some other match, and then the Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah,
It's okay. It's not perfect, but it's almost.
it was still entertaining as fuck to watch.
If you have the Nature Boy Ric Flair, the first DVD, the definitive collection. No, the second one was definitive collection. The Ultimate, again, WWE insulting our intelligence.
You know what? Let's just say if you have the Royal Rumble anthology, just put the 92
Well, yeah,
disc in.
but see, but here's the cool thing. It's the first like 3-disc one they did like years ago, and it has the 92 Rumble as part of one of the matches.
I'm gonna cut you off, dude. I just got a boner because they showed the Bret Hart, Steve Austin, WrestleMania 13 when Austin pushed himself up and just blood.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Fuck.
I apologize, Crispy. Please continue,
no
sir.
worries. So again, Ric Flair, this is the greatest one in my life. Dude, Hulk Hogan, Monday Nitro, 1996. You fans can stick it.
Yeah.
Now, I can assure you guys that we're going to talk about some of the greatest moments in wrestling, some of the turns, some of the shocking, whether they were real or planned. You have to address Hulk Hogan on that show.
Oh
man.
yeah, the whole NWO turn.
This was the one I actually spit on my TV. I mean, that was, fucking Monday Night War, another topic.
Yeah.
But I mean, it just felt so real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just felt so real, and I was Hulkamania, man. We talked about him last time.
week.
Say your prayers, eat your vitamins. You fans can stick it, brothers.
That's right.
Wow, dude. I mean, it's like he came to my house, fucked my mother, ate my food, and left.
Well, I actually spit on his car, but I'll save that story for another time.
Yeah, we'll get to that, man, for sure. So that one definitely. Mick Foley. I mean, okay.
Mick.
This is where it really got challenging because so many fucking great ones.
We're gonna have to do an entire show
we'll have
based
to do
on
an entire
Foley's
show for
promos.
Mick.
But from the Chrispy list, I got to go with the Kane Dewey promo,
Yeah.
ECW TV 1995.
Kane Dewey, the anti-hardcore promos.
It might have been 94, but I think it was 95. So again, wrestling fans listening, please excuse me if I got the date wrong there. Here we go, dude. What fucking promo list would not be complete with that? The Hot Scott, Roddy Piper. And that's the promo, WrestleMania 6.
Yeah, half black, half white.
I mean, was he saying that this issue was as clear as black and white? What was he saying?
Maybe he's just saying he is half black and he just found out.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
So the Hot Scott promo, WrestleMania 6, 1990. Let's see what else I got here. Oh, of course, Paul Heyman. You got to mention Paul Heyman, whether he's Paulie Dangerously Paul Heyman. So many great ones. How about I waited a long time to say this from ECW One Night Stand 2005. He attacks Bischoff. He attacks Edge. Oh, my God.
That crowd was eating it up, too.
Fucking that. Was it the Hammerstein Ballroom?
Yes, it was the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Oh, man. Holy shit. Let's see here, because I want to end with this one right here. But, just an honorable mention from my list. I want to throw out the Sandman. The Let's Dance promo from the Barely Legal pay-per-view for one reason only. He's drunk and or stoned. He's stumbling. He's smoking a cigarette. I'm pretty sure he thinks he's talking to the mirror.
Yeah, probably.
It was like a minute and a half, and he's just like, "Oh, you want to dance? Let's dance." Well, that's a terrible impression of him, but
it's good enough.
But that match, Stevie Richards, Terry Funk, Sandman, 3-way dance. If you have the ECW Bloodsport DVD, watch it because it's fucking amazing.
Yes.
It's actually a fucking why that wasn't done earlier in ECW, I'll never know. But for the first pay-per-view, it was a great way to bring it home.
Yes, sir.
And finally, let's end with this one: the perfect promo, if you will. Mr. Perfect, Bret Hart, SummerSlam 1991, excellence versus perfection.
Yes, sir.
Again, we talked about the proper wording. So well done. Kurt Hennig, I mean, we miss you, brother. Oh, I don't know personally, but yeah, rest in peace. I mean, the guy was just amazing with promos.
Yes, he
was. I mean, it was almost like he was a thesaurus.
Yeah.
The way he would word. I mean, you talk about his feud with the Texas Tornado, Bret Hart, even later on the NWO, WCW days. But this one right here, short, sweet, to the point. You know, Bret Hart, you are excellent, but I'm perfect, and you have to be perfect to be the champion.
Yes.
Well said. Great fucking match. I mean, one of my favorites. I'd call it a 5-star match.
5-star, indeed.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's my list.
If I could throw some recommendations out there.
Absolutely.
Number one would be the Daniel Bryan promo from NXT. It was the week after he got kicked off the show.
Okay.
He just cut this really intense promo, and he ended up attacking Michael Cole after he cut the promo.
Yes, okay, I remember that.
Yeah. That was just a great promo. I don't have a specific promo for this guy, but we mentioned him earlier, John Moxley, Dean Ambrose. Yeah. Just look up anything you can.
I'm just a sick guy.
Yeah. If I can give one, look up John Moxley, sick guy on YouTube. Just a great promo. He's just Moxley, Ambrose, whatever you want to call him. He's just totally out there.
He's a sick guy.
Yeah. He's a sick guy. I mean, he just, he just loves to live.
His IWA promos are fucking great. Yeah. His, of course, Combat Zone, which is a shitty organization, but he had some of the best promos there.
And one guy we haven't mentioned that I do want to mention, Kevin Steen.
Yes.
Very, very underrated.
Very underrated.
I mean, just listen to any of the promos, his anti-ROH promos.
Yes.
After he got fired, he just cut these very intense, very vulgar, so it's not safe for work. Don't let the kiddies listen to
Children,
them.
put your parents to bed.
Yeah, I mean, it is...
If you have young ones, remove them from the room.
I mean, especially the one where he cut, where it was after he left the pay-per-view, and I think it was the one where he turned on...
it was in Philly, right?
Yeah, he just cut this promo. He ended up doing it outside the building. And
on top of a car.
And people caught it on their iPhones, and they uploaded it to YouTube.
Yeah, and Twitter. It blew up.
It blew up.
Really
it was
did blow
huge.
Up.
It caught fire.
It did. It did catch fire. A couple recommendations for you. I always really love funny promos. One of my all-time favorites is the Chris Jericho's list of 1,004 holds.
Oh my God! Why we didn't fucking
promo.
cover that?
Yes.
Earlier. Holy shit!
He's in the ring and he has this stack of old computer paper, and he's feuding with Dean Malenko at the time, who Dean Malenko was the man of 1,000 holds.
That's right.
And he came out and he says, there's something I know better than Dean Malenko is I know 4 more holds than him. And then he just starts saying the names on his list. He's like, move number 1, arm bar. Move number 2, arm drag. Move number 3, the Jericho Flying Family Circus Credunzel. Move number 4, arm bar. And it's just hilarious. And it's actually going into a commercial break, and you could find video of like the whole segment going on, and then fucking Glacier comes out.
No, it's Prince.
It's Prince Iakea.
Yeah,
he was fighting Glacier, right? Or was Glacier in the ring?
No, I forgot I think it was like Glacier versus somebody, or it was he ended up coming out after a match.
He interrupted the match.
Yeah, so Prince Iakea comes out and he attacks Jericho. Jericho drops his list. He gets kicked out of the ring. And as Jericho's walking back up to the walkway, he's like, give me my list. He's got my holds. He's got my holds.
Give me back my holds.
Just real hilarious stuff.
You can see it on the Chris Jericho DVD
You can. And there's one, I don't know what you should, maybe Dave can help me out with the search, but there's a Bryan Danielson promo that he cuts for one of the independent companies.
If I'm correct, it was IWS.
Was it IWS?
I think.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
He's wearing this ridiculous outfit. He's got his wrestling tights on. He's got a shaved head, a big beard, a pair of aviator sunglasses on.
I think we're pink.
And they were pink. They were. And
that's Hollywood.
He's got a work shirt, but he's got it tied up like a chick, dude.
Yep.
And the announcer was telling him that they're going into a tag team match with...
It was Tokyo Kurensai.
Yeah, Kurensai, yeah.
Yeah, and he was tagging with Super Dragon that night.
Yeah, and he starts going... He's like, I've been all over the world, and I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of Tokyo Kurensai. And he starts cutting this real, like, almost effeminate Hollywood promo, and he ends it, I'm going to get Tokyo Kurensai in the ring, and I'm going to pin him. And with every number he thrusts, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
That's right, daddy. And it's just pure comedy. And Brian Danielson, another guy very underrated on the microphone.
Very underrated.
Well, you know what? Let me just throw this out there. Obviously, like, we're running out of time here, but we're going to have a part 2 to this. We're going to have to have a discussion.
We will.
I mean, because you guys are talking about this guy and that guy, and it's just opening the floodgates. I mean, there's so many great guys who have mastered the art of the promo. So
yes, this is our Empire Strikes Back of the promo podcast. We'll come back with Return of the Jedi. So
that's right. Maybe we'll trail off in the shadows of the Empire if you're a Star Wars fan.
Yes,
but
sir.
Pretty much, we're going to have to revisit the story.
Yeah.
But before we go, let's go ahead and do the plugs that we usually do. Obviously, we have the website, beyondkayfabe.com. That's where you'll catch all the episodes, latest news.
Yeah.
Also, we have the facebook.com, Again, Beyond
Beyond
Kayfabe.
Kayfabe podcast.
Check out what's going on.
Yeah.
We post some funny pictures. Maybe we'll have Bub start doing a blog or something. His thoughts. Also, Dave, we have the Redbubble where we have the merch.
Yeah. Yep. It's this is a listener supported podcast.
Absolutely.
Obviously. So it's just go to redbubble.com and search up False Finish 66, and you can find all my designs on there. I actually got a compliment on them on wrestlingforum.com earlier,
Very
which,
nice.
There
which
it is.
was
Wow, right there, man.
yeah,
Congratulations.
which was awesome. Some guy just added to my rep, and he's like, "Cool, man, your shirts are fucking awesome."
They are great
Nice.
shirts,
Yeah.
man.
And you could also download the podcast if you don't go to beyondkayfabe.com. You can go to SoundCloud and search up Beyond Kayfabe. You could also go to beyondkayfabe.bandcamp.com.
Yeah, and we upload the podcast to YouTube. So, you'll have to search up the channel Beyond Kayfabe Podcast.
Yeah, we're growing. We're spreading like wildfire,
man.
babies.
We're taking over.
Yeah.
That's right, man. And
Follow us on Twitter too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm
man.
at Bub71.
I'm at Deebow, Deebow.
And I'm at Chrispy Deluxe.
And if we could do one more thing, our brother Ryan, he's in the U.S. military. We're huge supporters of the Army and
Absolutely.
everything.
Yes, sir.
It's his birthday.
His
tomorrow.
21st birthday.
His 21st
21,
birthday.
yeah.
Sadly he wasn't here, so we can go out and get him drunk. But
Because that's what we do in America.
Yeah,
we fuck up our friends.
He will
Yes,
be next
sir.
week, so we want to wish him a big happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, man.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday, Rhino. We love you, man.
And
Don't whisper into the mic.
and next week is our mom's birthday, but
Yeah,
Oh,
whatever.
hey, happy birthday to you, Mom.
Yeah, bitch.
Oh. So,
yeah, fucking bitch.
Anyways,
and
let's wrap this up,
yeah,
guys.
with that note, thanks again for listening. We'll be back next time. As always, I'm Chrispy,
I'm Deebo.
I'm Bubs.
and you've been listening to Beyond Kayfabe. Take care.
Check you later, guys.
See ya.